Okay, so we just went over all the tools that you can use to brew tea, including kettles, teapots, cups, etc. And I've provided a list of places where you can get these items if you wish to have them. And also we have a starter kit available where you can order from us a 150 milliliter glass teapot, 2 cups, and 25 grams of tea to get everything started. However, you don't need any of that, okay? So the most important thing is to start brewing tea. And so what I want to show you in this lesson is how you can get started with anything in your kitchen and follow along with the rest of this course without having to need to buy fancy tea or fancy teaware, just whatever is available to you. So I want to show you some of the tricks that I've learned over the years when I'm traveling. Pretty much where there's a will, there's a way, and anytime I end up somewhere and want to share tea, if I don't have any stuff with me, I can brew tea. Okay, so I want to share some of these things with you. So first thing we need is something to heat up water. So a simple saucepan is fine. So I will pour some water in this. Now, I mentioned this in the kettles course, but if you do have an insulated bottle like this, these are readily available at Whole Foods Market and other supermarkets. So if you do want to pick up one of these, this is a really useful tool because you can boil the water on your stove in your kitchen, put it in here, and it'll keep it warm. But again, you don't need it. But it is something that is more readily available and not as unique as the special equipment specifically for Gung Fu tea. So I'll go ahead and heat up this water. And now as far as tea, you don't need to be drinking Chinese tea. You can start with an herbal tea like this ginger tea. This is, if you go to your supermarket, there's bulk sections where you can peruse herbs. This is elderberry, which is actually really good at this time for immune system. And so you can go and find something that you're drawn to. If there's an herb that you particularly want to work with, go to your supermarket, go in the bulk section and buy some of that herb. If you just have a tea box in your house already, it's really straightforward. What we'll do is pull the tea bag out, open it up, and here we have just a standard Pyrex that I'm going to use to brew my tea in. Like we talked about in kettles and teapots, glass is a neutral material, so it's not going to add or subtract energetically from the tea. Now, there is a downside to doing this, obviously, because there's no cover. So it's not going to really keep the tea as warm as a specially designed teapot. But again, the point is we want to be able to start brewing tea today and work with what we have. All right, so my water is boiling. So I'm just going to rip this tea bag open and pour the tea in here. And maybe I'll use 2 tea bags worth of contents. Okay, so again, just rip this open. And of course, if you're using tea bags, you can obviously buy any tea again that you like. Tulsi teas, Chinese teas, black teas, stuff like this. Pretty much the point is just get started. So I'm actually going to be a little bit creative here, and I'll just put a little elderberry in here. So I'm going to make a nice elderberry and ginger tea, which is actually super delicious. So now I will pour my water on the tea. Let it steep. Okay, so now we're coming to when we're going to pour the tea off. This is where it can get a little messy. So what I have is a plate here to catch any water, and I have my cup. Okay, so here I have a sieve that I can pour the water through and it'll catch the leaf. So this is really useful to use if you have one. If you don't have one, a fork can work too. So I'll do it with both. So the brewing lessons are going to come later on, so I'll cover a lot of details about brewing itself when we come to that lesson. So now we have a nice first steeping, so we'll taste this. Whoa. I definitely didn't need 2 tea bags of ginger. That is super gingery. But, you know, again, this is part of the process. You learn, you brew these teas and you learn to listen. You start the conversation and now you can make adjustments the next time around. Okay, so, whew. It's good, healthy. Okay, so that was using this, so obviously this is very useful, but you know, the fork is kind of, it's not ideal, but you know, I'm just kind of showing you in kind of a somewhat humorous way that you can work, you don't want anything to hold you back from starting to brew, okay? You can use whatever you have. So, you know, the fork's not going to catch everything, but it does catch a lot of it. So, okay. Oh man. But then I think too, in doing this process, you can also learn to appreciate the value of the special tools that come for brewing tea. You know, this is a neat experience, you know, just to kind of MacGyver something together. So anyway, the takeaway from this lesson is if you are wanting to be serious about tea, definitely look through the resource that I've provided for where you can buy good teaware. Take a look at our starter kit. We try to make it as easy as possible with that and as quick as possible for you to start brewing Chinese tea with a teapot and cups. Take a look at those, place an order if you want. But in the meantime, start with what you have, because the most important thing is to start the process and start where you're at.